This recording was made on Monday the 28th of March 2011 and is the property of Student Support Group and the Chartered Institute of Marketing. Hello, I'm Diane Earls, Regional Director for the Chartered Institute of Marketing in the north of England. I'm here at Moor Hall, the home of the Chartered Institute of Marketing. With me today is Mark Batchelor. Hello, Mark.
Hello, Diane.
You're a marketing consultant and you're going to talk to us about being a chartered marketer. So firstly, can you outline your career so far?
My career is quite interesting insofar as that I didn't sort of come straight out of university and jump straight into a marketing role. My career started in the media world, managing the commercial operations for publications, this sort of thing. Yeah. But I gradually worked my way up the communications food chain, as I call it. So I went into the agency side, in agency world, and worked on a whole range of different brands in the B2B and B2C space. And then I went client marketer side. So that's happened over the past 20 years, and I've managed my route of career development with the aid of Chartered Institute of Marketing and the qualifications. So as part of that ongoing process, I undertook the Chartered Marketer study CPD program, and I qualified about 10 years ago now. So in essence, the CIM has walked hand in hand with me as I've managed my career and managed my change from being in a media sales environment to working in an agency environment to a client marketing environment, now to setting up my own company and sort of providing still marketing consultancy as well as trying to develop new businesses and new brands on my own initiative.
Oh, so a fantastic example of how
I'd like to think
grow.
so.
Yeah,
yes,
grow with you. Yeah, excellent. Okay, so before we move on to talk about your experience as a chartered marketer, can you outline the process of becoming a chartered marketer for us?
Yes, I mean the process is interesting because what it does is once you when I started it was once you qualified, but I think you can undertake it at any time now.
That's right.
But there's lots of different categories of activity that you should engage with as part of your ongoing learning process. So anything from updating your knowledge through reading text and publications, but also you get a chance to actually speak, or if you're mentoring people. And so for me, chartered marketing is a very useful mechanism because it can touch on all of the different aspects of your working life anyway. And it's just about ensuring that you invest in your upskilling at each stage of your professional development. So it's not something that runs or is counterproductive or some administrative burden. It's something which actually dovetails quite nicely to what you do anyway. Absolutely. In your own professional development.
Yeah, and I've said it before and I'll no doubt say it again, but you get out of it what you put in, really.
You do, yeah.
Yeah. So how many CPD hours do you need to earn?
35. And those can be comprised. I think within the record card you have a certain allocation per category, but it's reasonably flexible. So it may be that if you're at a senior level, you get involved quite heavily with mentoring, providing direction, whereas maybe a junior member may not do as much of that. Equally, you may be able to talk at seminars or programs or conferences. And again, some other people might not do that. But now, with the world of blogging and online, there's lots of people now that can actually generate content and write. So I think CPD in recent years is now being able to incorporate that. So there's more people who can actually share knowledge.
Yes.
So I think that's why it's quite useful.
Yeah, and rewarding as well.
Absolutely.
Mentoring.
Yeah.
You mentioned quite a few ways there of gaining CPD points. So what do you actually get involved in? Right.
Well, I find that it's interesting because the way I do CPD has changed over the years.
Oh, right.
And so I found, recently I've done a lot more presentations at industry seminars. I write media commentaries which are provided to things like national publications, trade publications. I blog. And also I've provided mentoring as well when I go into organisations and I work with some of the teams. So they're the sort of four main elements that encompass my CPD activity.
Yeah, and helping the business at the same time.
Absolutely, because it helps drive profile and credibility.
Attending courses or events is one of the main ways that members get CPD hours. Can be expensive though if you're self-employed. Are there any other ways to gain?
Yes, training courses can be expensive. But I find that in this modern world that there are lots of opportunities to actually learn. Lots of people now, through LinkedIn groups and networking groups, organising seminars. And back in February, I attended, here's an example, Social Media Week, which is a big annual event that happens all the way around the world. And in London, there was a week of events. There must have been about sort of 90 events. And these were organised by sort of event organising companies, agencies hosting them. There are a lot of sponsors that are making this possible for very, very small ticket price. So I think the FT were behind it, and a number of other big brand owners, including sort of broadband providers. So I could go along to a seminar and listen to sort of leading speakers who are actually out there at the cutting edge of social media. And it cost me, either the seminar was free or it's £10. I mean, the BBC hosted one on the use of social media in sport. And you had Craig Humphrey from Formula One, and you had there was one of the athletes in the Olympic team. You had and then a producer, and these events were packed out, and you could go along for these for free. So I think that getting knowledge now, you don't need to necessarily spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds on training courses. It's great if you've got the budget, but don't feel if you haven't that you can't do it.
Yeah, the opportunities are there.
The opportunities are definitely there.
Sounds fantastic as well. I'm sorry I missed those events. So now you've got the snazzy triangular badge as a chartered marketer. So in what ways did your chartered status help you at the start of your marketing career?
For me, the chartered status was very much a demonstration of my commitment to my profession, because it's very easy to take a qualification and then just finish. And I think that for me, when I used to put it on my CV, is that people can see that I'm at least committed to upskilling all the time. I mean, I've always referred to it as my marketing MOT. I wouldn't say it's quite, my licence to practice, but then it just demonstrates to people that I'm roadworthy from a marketing point of view.
Yeah. Touched on the point, really. Surely there are good marketers out there who are not chartered. Why do you feel it's important?
I agree with that point. There are many good people out there who are not chartered. I think the key thing, and I think people need to understand this, because there's a lot of confusion about what chartered will actually deliver to you. And I think chartered is very much a personal discipline. It's a framework which helps you, that you should use to upskill and develop your knowledge and demonstrate that you're upskilling. And I think that that's how you should see it, and you should use it as a learning framework. I think that ultimately, for example, if I meet someone who's chartered, I don't get bowled over by the fact they call themselves chartered or they wear a little triangular badge. I think the key thing for me is if I see a CV or I meet someone who is chartered, then I think, hold on, these people are committed about what they do, and they're investing in their skill set and they want to learn. And I think that the key thing for me is that it indicates the attitude of mind. And I think for me, whenever I get involved with teams, I recruit people, it's more about mindset and attitude. It's the willingness to learn, the willingness to get stuck in. And people who actually embrace the chartered marketer ethos are of that mindset. And I'm very much a can-do type of person, so I think that that's very indicative and a real benefit as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, very good point. What marketing skills did you learn that you regularly use then?
When you